So Matt, let me kind of put on a chief data or chief data analytics officer hat. And what we'd like to know is, from a Trace3 perspective, what you offer. So, if you can highlight why a CDO or CDAO would be or should reach out and have a discussion with Trace3. Walk us through what that conversation would be like.
Perfect. I like the question. So I have a colleague who runs our data intelligence practice, and they focus on the ingest to insights, much more on the architecture and engineering. And I guess AI is really that pinnacle of the iceberg, the only thing you can see above the surface, but 90% of that foundational work is required there. Our conversations basically encapsulate where an organization is, especially in regards to their infrastructure and their data and their engineering processes and data pipelines, and what questions they're trying to answer. And so a discussion with the chief data or chief analytics officer is really focused on strategically identifying what we can do together to help accelerate their growth or their success. So if it is focusing on a single deep learning project because they don't have the requisite talent, then we can run an end-to-end project with our data scientists to integrate and implement such a model. But what I'm seeing a lot more today in the field across Fortune 500 industries is that they are wanting a more centralized system where data scientists across different groups have access to the same amounts of data as well as the same models, so they can understand what each other is doing and even use transfer learning to leverage others' models, and a center of excellence to essentially integrate that data as well as models, but also articulate out their findings to the rest of the organization so that they can leverage it. Because I think one of the takeaways that a lot of people don't always think about is we've built this model, but how do we make it actionable? What are we going to do with this after this model is built? Because we either want to reduce cost, increase revenue, or understand our customers better.
And I love the fact that you have this, a center of excellence. Is that what Trace3 and is that what you and your team would come in and do in part, is to help develop this center of excellence for the organization and leverage this commonality that can be developed and leveraged across the organization?
Yep, we're actually doing it for 3 currently, Fortune 500 leadership groups right now, their entire analytics groups. And so we're integrating all of the engineering components, data science components, identifying the right software applications that will help make those teams more successful. And essentially, yes, building out that COE internal for the company, because the silo is a thing of yore that we're still trying to get over across industries.